stories behind our favorite sips. I'm one of your hosts, Martinez, joined alongside
Gary
and the tank.
Welcome to our show. Today's show is brought to you by the iconic now and legendary
Old Fashions by yours truly, the tank.
Yeah.
Old Fashions.
Welcome to the Reserve Port Podcast. The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are these of the host and guest and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of the United States Army, the Department of Defense, and any government agency or private organization. We are not medical or legal professionals. The information shared on this podcast is intended for entertainment purposes only. Thank you for listening. And with that, welcome to sip number 5. Wow.
5. Yeah, we're moving along here.
We are moving along.
Well, one sip shorter of 6-pack, man.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, that's one way to see it.
Facts, B.
Thanks, V.
No cap.
It slaps.
Riz.
What is it slapping?
Oh,
You'd rather
man.
have a goat baby or...
Would you rather eat a go baby or a matter baby?
What's the matter, baby?
What's the matter with you, sugar?
Oh, boy.
Man, what a start.
Yeah. Corny ass jokes.
So before we get started, I would like to say thank you to everybody that was on the live. We really appreciate it. We love the comments. We absolutely love the interaction, which was the best.
Yeah, definitely.
And yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, keep
Look
on listening,
forward to the next
please.
one.
Absolutely.
Subscribe.
That is the way to get the next
Set
live.
up your notifications. Set up your notifications.
Subscribe, like, comment, send us emails, send us,
Yeah.
messages, interact with us.
I mean, I
us know
take
if you wanna
private
see anything.
messages.
Oh,
Ooh.
slide into the DMs.
Yeah,
Trimming your bush?
Slide into my DM. Slide into my DM.
To your bush.
All right. So today we're going to be talking about what?
I believe the topic is tattoos. And we barely have any, right?
I don't think we have many.
No.
Yeah,
I probably have like one or two.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who'd like to go
Thing.
first?
Wow.
Oh, Tank, please.
It's not... You can't tattoo a tank, man.
Yes, you can. I can
You can
stencil.
stencil it,
stencil.
yeah. Actually, where was it? When we were at Bliss, they were stenciling the tanks.
Yeah, but
The
it's not a
Abrams.
tank.
That was actually a really good design that they had. I think it was like it seemed like it was like a metallic stencil too. It wasn't like a cardboard stencil.
Okay.
That must have been when you guys went off on your own, because
No. I thought I saw something like that. I don't know which battalion or company it was, but yeah, I did see something like that. Pretty
I
cool.
think it was you and I actually. And,
the
when-
people,
Yes.
Yeah.
the people.
We were working. They had the roundabout.
Yes.
The stations.
Yes,
That's
yes.
where we saw it.
Okay. Okay. Nice.
Okay. Yeah, well, since I guess we can't stencil a tank, let's talk about the stencils on this one, huh?
Yeah.
So, my first tattoo was actually when I was underage. I think I was 16 at the time.
Nailed it.
And it was something I had a friend of mine draw, high school. Something a friend of mine drew for me.
You get
And-
parent permission?
Oh, I did. She was actually with me when I got my tattoo.
Nice.
I have video footage in one of my old phones from a long time ago.
Okay.
So it was
Mom was with you?
no, she was there.
All right.
It was a heart, naturally, with like a banner, a ribbon, a scroll. There you go, a scroll around the front, and it had a rose along the outside, like full stem rose, had thorns, all that, had little blood drops dripping off that. And
Okay.
at the time, I thought that was it.
Wait,
You know?
what did that symbolize? Or did it
It was
have a meaning?
It was a bleeding heart, literally.
No meaning. You just liked it.
It was a bleeding heart. You wear your heart in your sleeve, right?
Yeah.
It was corny. I was 16,
Yeah.
Like an anchor?
Yeah.
I've always actually thought that was a really good tattoo idea, right? So, I mean, I know it's a little bit of topic, but one of my best friends, he has the heart on the top of his hand, and to go to like along those lines where it's you wear your heart on your sleeve sort of thing,
Oh, that's wearing your heart in your hand.
Well, yes, but
Yeah, that was me. My heart on my sleeve again. Stupid, corny 16-year-old.
Where did you place it?
My right shoulder.
Okay.
Again, if I dig up some pictures, you're gonna find it.
All right. Maybe one day you'll show us.
Yeah. So, on that note, which we'll get back to that specific tattoo later, from me anyway.
Okay.
My next tattoo, I have a phoenix surrounded by flames coming out of clouds on my left arm, upper arm. That tattoo, it's another old tattoo. I want to say 19, somewhere of 19, when I was 19. Could have been when I was 20. Yeah, I got the tattoo because, me and my cousin, we were hanging out one day, and we were just talking, but shooting the excrement.
Yeah, shooting the shit.
And we was talking about tattoos, and we had a local tattoo parlor that we knew the guys with, Pete and Kubo's out there on, I believe it's 101, Ozone Park. Again, if you know, you know.
Yeah.
But one of the owners, he was the one who did it. It's been so long now, I forgot what it was, but he actually ended up dying of cancer not too much longer after. So I think it was Kubo. I think Pete was still there at this point in time. And again, don't quote me because it's a long time ago. But we went one day, I got out from work. It was my Friday. We met up, yo, let's go get a tattoo. So I went, and I was looking on the walls because I didn't know what the hell I wanted to get. It was just, hey, let's get a tattoo. And I saw the phoenix, and I was like, you know what? I like the idea of the phoenix, of
rising from the ashes.
Rising from the ashes, the rebirth, that, it's, I wouldn't say endless struggle or anything, because that's not really what that represents, but it's just it's just, rising from the ashes, being reborn, being something new again.
Yes.
That from nothing, something can still come. So it just stuck with me. So I went back and forth through their little flash art they have on the wall, and I just kept coming back to that. And it was originally supposed to be just black and white, and only the cloud had color, which was kind of dumb. But I talked with the old man, and he ended up giving me color just randomly on his own, and it came out really nice. Excuse me. Got a really good deal for it too. Really good. I paid $220. It's my whole arm.
Wow.
That's a great price.
Yeah. That's how much it would cost somebody else now.
Yeah. Everything's by the hour now, but not by the piece.
Yeah, and that's something I'm not a fan of.
Yeah.
I'm really not a fan of that. But, yeah, that's my left upper arm outside.
I'm looking at it right now. It's beautiful.
Oh, my thank you. Even but nice caramel skin.
His nice almond skin.
So then, my next tattoo, right? Now, this one actually covers up my first tattoo, the heart on my right arm. It is roughly a whole sleeve. I'm just missing the inside of my arm, so the inside of my right bicep and inside of my right forearm. But it covers, I would say, over half the whole outside of my arm, so it's maybe 40% the inside, top and bottom. But what it is starting at my wrist, it's the koi fish, yin and yang. Mm-hmm. And again, similar with the phoenix, my idea behind it is just, it's that cycle, that natural cycle, the balance.
The balance, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so that on my forearm. And so, actually, with those koi fish, before I forget, they're literally drawn, just blacked out, and then just white out, just to outline. And it was a interesting pattern we came up with almost my whole arm. It was something that I worked with the artist to actually design myself.
Okay.
It came with different ideas. We worked in the middle of the shop doing it. So then moving up from the koi fish, there's a waist up roughly of a samurai holding a sword. And this one, I'm very, very fond of because the line work on it is just...
Yeah, I like that. I really like the detail on that tattoo.
Yeah, it took a long time to get done. So we played around with different colors, different samurai designs. We ended up changing the face mask on the samurai. We got like the little Oni mask, the horns poking out. We changed the sword type. We changed a lot of stuff. But that one isn't as set in stone, but like it's more of like the idea. For me, again, tattoos are like the idea behind it, right? It's the idea behind the samurai. Like they initially stood for their principles, honor, respect. They have the whole bushido everybody hears about. That's the good side that we hear about samurai. But again, to me, that's the idea behind it. It's just something standing stalwart for their ideals. That's something that I like. So moving up towards the elbow and the rest of my arm, actually going all the way up my upper arm, onto my shoulder, and to my, what do you call that bone?
Clavicle?
Clavicle?
Your
breast?
Oh man,
Collarbone. Yeah,
yes.
all the way up into the collarbone, right around the shoulder area. Again, the back of the shoulder. It's a dragon. One of those. You can look at it and it's like, oh well, you see that dragon everywhere, right? But we did tweak this particular dragon, but we had to pick something that had a lot of detail to help actually cover up the heart, because the heart is roughly where the head of the dragon is. So we picked that and we tweaked everything else. And like the dragon behind it, we have a few of the blossoms, the cherry blossoms in different colors, which again, he freehand did all those colors, like just randomly on his own. So we have blue, purple, pink, a lot of the red in the back. It looks phenomenal. But around the head of the dragon, the only thing that you could see of the original tattoo is one of the little petals that fell off along the black side.
Can't even tell.
If I didn't tell you, you wouldn't know.
Yeah, exactly.
But it is worth noting that I got this while we were stationed in Germany. It took again, a couple sessions, 4 sessions, 3 of them a week apart from each other.
How long were the sessions?
Whew. So the first session, the outline bit, what we started with, the dragon up top, my upper arm. That was like 5-6 hours just to get the outline covered up. And then he didn't even finish the dragon, and he didn't put any of the flowers. I think he put 2 flowers, actually. Did some shading just to get the outline done. Then we went on mission. I think I went further into Germany for that one. And then when I came back, the very next session, it was like 9 hours. And that's when we colored in a lot.
Non-stop, huh?
Yeah,
Jeez,
the whole day.
That's the whole time.
He colored in the dragon. He added the extra blossoms. He finished off the tail. He added the one on my tricep, the purple one, which is actually my favorite. And yeah, my forearm was roughly the same. The outline, because it's my forearm, it was shorter. When he did the fish and the outline of the samurai, that was like 5 hours, which again, not terrible. But then coloring everything in, he was there for like 7 hours.
Yeah, it's a lot of color.
It was a lot. But yeah, shout out to Red Velvet in K-Town. Not everybody's a fan of them. Some of us present included.
That'd be me.
But I mean, he worked with me, did phenomenal work. I'm very, very happy. I was actually supposed to go back to them to take pictures after it healed, but we ended up going to Poland last minute, staying longer than anticipated. And as soon as we came back, we left. So for me, it's kind of bittersweet because I like being a man of my word. But yeah, I'm very, very happy about my arm. Moving on to my ribs, the left side of my ribs. It's actually a memorial piece for my mother. Regrettably, she lost her battle with cancer in February before we came out here to Texas in July. So very, very rough period of time for me. I still deal with it in my own ways. But yeah, I got this piece while we were out here in Texas. Again, it's just a gravestone. She was a fan of tigers, so it's always have the sleeping tiger there and boxing gloves. As cliche as it may sound, it suits her. So when she was younger growing up, she was called Mike Tyson. She would black out whenever she get upset, and she'd be beating people up left and right, man. So they used to call her Mike Tyson. But along with that, she went through about 4 to 5 different chemos, I think. Like, she went through the chemo the first time and went through radiation, and she took it like a champ, like you would never even know.
Yeah, the body takes such a toll.
It does, but you wouldn't know. Like she didn't even lose her hair until almost when she went to radiation.
Wow.
Like she really handled it surprisingly well. You know, we thought everything was going good until, you know, it kept coming back and went through the second, the third, went to the trials, and, you know, so she stuck it out longer than a lot of us thought.
Okay.
Because, yeah, her cancer was very, very aggressive, and it did not respond well with
the chemo.
Yeah. So there's that. Yeah, so then my last piece is on my chest, across my whole chest, actually. It's, see if I can describe it proper. It's a skull, broken crown hanging off the side of it on the right side of my chest. On the left side, it's, again, his hand holding up a melting heart. Because, you know, I got to keep the heart theme going somewhere, right? And then in the middle, it's a ticking hourglass with a stopwatch on top. And for me, the idea behind it is that, you know, even kings are, you know, they aren't immune to time. Like, no matter what, you know, king's gonna die. Because no matter what you do, who you are, I don't care how much adrenochrome you ingest, how much blood you swap with your 18-year-old son.
Which is a thing.
Which we should not talk about, at least
I think
this episode.
Yeah, okay.
Gary may get some ideas with his son. Aiden, watch out.
Okay, all right. My mind's already like,
you know, your time's going to tick. You're going to die one day. So,
yeah, definitely.
I mean, the idea is just, you know, I live not unimpeded, but like I live to make myself happy, I guess. Like I said, I bought the motorcycle. Like I finally wanted to do.
Like you live intentional.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's an intent behind everything.
To make myself do what I want.
Yeah.
I truly believe in making yourself happy.
Yeah, and it definitely makes me happy. And part of what is gonna make me happy is the upcoming design that I have.
Okay.
Oh gosh, but I mean, I'm not gonna do it now because I'm not as happy as I want to make myself. I'm not stupid, you know. You still do have life, right? Bills, all that shit. But I'm gonna get my whole left leg done.
Oof.
Ooh, like so. I mean, from the ankle up to like the top of my thigh type deal.
Ooh, okay, what's the theme?
Viking, Norse.
Wow.
Yeah, it's gonna start off with a long ship. If you don't know what that is, it's like, it's like their old ships. You know, they had the big square sail, and when bad weather they would row. Yeah. That's gonna roughly wrap around my ankle, and then up from there, I'm thinking maybe Jormungandr. I probably butchered that, but it's the world serpent.
Going around your leg?
Probably, potential wrapping. Like, I'm still playing with different ideas because I do have, again, a big dragon. I do have some stuff spiraling around. I was thinking of the Scotian skull, I believe. Yeah, the two wolves chasing the moon and the sun.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I was thinking of a few different ideas, but again, I have the yin and yang area. I don't want to be too played out, but I'm still back and forth. Like, I want to have potentially Odin and Thor roughly around the knee area, but no matter what, my top ideal is from the outside of my left knee. I'm going to have the feet of of Sigrid, the leader of the Valkyries, that's what's going to go all the way up my thighs. And I have this big piece that I was working on for a minute. And, like, the detail in it puts my forearm to shame. Like, it's just lines. It looks phenomenal, man.
Yeah, wait till you get out of the military to do that.
I'm not.
No, not really.
I could do it now.
Yeah, you could do your whole leg piece.
Mm-hmm.
You could
can
do a
have
leg piece?
both legs
Come on,
done.
really?
Yeah,
You can do full everything.
Tattoo
As long as it's not offensive or
really
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
Offensive, sex symbols, gang related.
No shit. Well, Sigrid is kind of hot. I don't know if that's a sex symbol.
I don't think that many people know what that is. I may have to
As long
Google it.
So actually, one of my buddies, he had a demon on his forearm. He had to pretty much draw a bra on her because her breasts were out. So he had to tattoo.
Yeah, tattoo a bra.
He had to do a bra on
if
her.
he wanted to. Oh,
Yeah.
So stuff like that. I definitely did think about it. Like, it took me when I first got my tattoos. Part of what stopped me of getting different things was, you know, growing up. Hey, you can't have a tattoo below your elbow because jobs and work, it makes it so difficult, and which it really does. As we were just talking about earlier before we started recording, one of the jobs I'm looking for, it's a state trooper, and they are very strict about the tattoo policy.
Right.
As we're looking up there, they were voting to change stuff. So I mean, it may still be there in the future, but we just have to wait and see how things work out and see what their representatives say going forward.
Yeah.
But
yeah, they want that professional look.
mm-hmm.
Absolutely, and I mean it's okay,
Understandable.
right? Yeah, it's understandable.
Yeah.
I know like city, counties, and those type of departments, their regulations and rules and policies are much more lenient, right?
Oh, yeah. You can tell. I've seen police NYPD officers like complete
tatted,
forearms, neck.
Now,
Neck, hands, fingers, all of that.
No. I think NYPD still doesn't do hands. Most agencies won't do hands, neck, definitely no face.
Initially.
I know. New York City Corrections doesn't care. They don't have a tattoo policy like that. They don't care what you have, where you have it, as long as
what you look like.
It's not no gang related.
That sounds like a segue into somebody else's tattoos.
Oh dang.
Yeah, I think so.
Thanks.
So Martini,
Martini.
Yeah.
tell me a little bit about yourself.
I like long walks on the beach.
And by the way, everyone, he's wearing these sexy jean shorts.
Actually, they saw them. They saw that. What did my cousin call them? The hoochie daddy shorts or hoochie dad shorts?
He loves them so much, he's wearing them again.
If that's the case, then we're all wearing them.
It's a basketball shorts. Calm down.
So let's see. My tattoo venture began in the early. No, for real. I think
7 years ago.
Yeah.
I think my first tattoo. So I was trying to think, and from my recollection, which isn't that great, I believe my very first tattoo was my daughter's name, right, which I have on my right forearm, in kind of like Arabic font. That was my first tattoo.
Racist.
And then
Where is that located?
my right forearm.
Okay.
Yeah. And so after that, I believe.
Guys, can we zoom in on that?
Huh?
So guys, can we zoom in on that?
Yeah. Let's zoom in on that. After that, which now he's he's the godfather of my daughter. Me and him got matching tattoos on my. I have it on my right forearm. It's so on top. It's Chinese letters, right? The Chinese letters symbolize brothers, and then right on top of that, it says forever. That was, my second tattoo. After that, I started my sleeve, my right sleeve, around my daughter's name, and me personally, I don't like the way it looks. I feel like the guy butchered it a lot. So my artist now that did my entire left hand, he's gonna, he said it. He told me it's not that bad. He's like, I've seen worse, and I can definitely work with it. Mm-hmm. We'll fix it up. Don't worry about it.
He's gonna touch up your right arm.
Yeah. So,
well, speaking of your right arm, since we're already there, why don't you describe it for us?
My right arm?
Yeah.
Oh, it's so it's mostly what is it? Lotus flowers, wind bars.
What's a wind bar?
The wind bars, the ones that go like in a circle.
Okay.
Kind of like have like the fade in circle into the next line. Mm-hmm. I have some cherry blossom leaves just like floating around. I do have a vine, which is one of the parts that I don't like. I have another bigger wind bar on the inner forearm, which that's where I feel like this tattoo goes to shit. And then I think after that, I stopped for a while. And what I was intending to do was everywhere that I went with the army, I wanted to get a tattoo in that location. So I have on my bicep, I have in Chinese letters. I have sin. I don't know why I picked the Chinese. I mean, the art itself is nice, right? The wind bars, the clouds, the water waves, the whole koi fish thing, even the samurai, which I don't have any samurais or any
We'll
of
get
the.
you one.
Yeah, thanks. You know, any of that, but it's great art. It has a lot of meaning behind it. So, where was I? Okay, yeah. So I got the sin tattooed on my bicep. And then, you know, I mean, I had a whole bunch of pieces here and there, so I wanted to complete the sleeve. During this time, I think I went to Texas and I got my daughter's birthday around my wrist on my right arm. So I was focusing on all on my right arm, just trying to do it all. Then during that time, the Army released a new memo saying that you wouldn't be allowed to have sleeves in the military, right? Mm-hmm. Whatever you had, you're good to go, but you couldn't get more, right? Mm-hmm. So I rushed and started on my left arm. I started because of the rules meant that you couldn't have anything below the elbow done. So at this time, my sleeve or my tattoos weren't documented, right? They were on paper. They weren't nothing. So when the time came, I wanted to be pretty far advanced in my sleeve. So I began my sleeve process on my left hand, on my left arm. And I went to this shop called Groove Tattoos. It's in Brooklyn. I went to the guy. His name is Al. So he's...
Big Al? Little Al? Just Al?
Just Al.
Oh,
yeah.
Just Al.
So he's owner or part owner of the tattoo shop. And he's known, you know, in the close circle of ours. So he's you know, he's a friend of a friend. So he hooked me up, right? But his artwork is amazing. So I told him, like, you know, I need to start on my sleeve. We need to start it like ASAP. So he began the. He asked, you know, what is it that you want? So I wanted to stay with the whole Chinese Japanese tradition, right? I believe the first stencil was the koi fish. The koi fish represents, you know, swimming against the current and still reaching their goals at the top, right? So, which, I mean, not necessarily that I'm going against the current, but...
you do go against the current.
Thanks. I like to see it as, you know, against all odds, I'm making it to my goals. I'm reaching those heights that I want to achieve, which is what the koi fish does, right? To reach the top to find food. So we went with that. A lot of the work that I have on my left arm, he freehanded. You know, I would sit down, and he would just freehand, and I see, you know, a whole bunch of lines, and that he's drawing, and some of the lines, I'm like, didn't make sense to me, until after he finished. I was like, wow, like, this is amazing. You know, some of the stuff and technique that he uses is great. The wind bars look amazing. I wanted to keep it very minimal on color. I mean, I tan very easily, right? So on darker skin, color doesn't like vibrate that much, and it doesn't pop. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to keep it, you know, just pretty much grays. The only thing that I have color is in the cherry blossoms, the lotus flowers, and that's it, actually. Oh, and the koi fish. Everything else is, you know, grays. So we started from the bottom up, right?
Over here.
Now we're here. And when I was done all the way, so because I'm rushing against time, because I don't know when they're going to take pictures and put it on record, right, that I have what I have. And you couldn't add, you know, to the work that you already had and not be penalized. So I needed to like hurry up with this process. I was going every 2 weeks to the artist and sitting there for like 2-3 hours, getting more and more and more done. You know, it was all stenciled out. Maybe within a month, it was my entire bottom of my left arm was completely stenciled out. And then I would come back, you know, once the first part healed completely, come back, and then he would just color it all in, try to color as much as he can. I mean, even though he is part owner of the shop, he has a full-time job as well. You know, so his time and hours would be very tricky because he would work around his, you know, work schedule. So, you know, I was coming back and every 2 weeks at max, actually. As soon as like it would heal a little bit, I would be in there. Before I left that night, I would already have my appointment for like a week and a half, 2 weeks later, to come back and, you know, complete it. So then they rescinded those orders, right? So they knew that it wasn't going to work. And now you can have sleeves. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. So now I can take my time, right? So I did finish the left of the rest of my arm. At the top, I just have wind bars, lotus flowers, and I think that's it. It goes all the way up to like the top of my shoulders. It goes into a little bit of my chest. After that, I think I stopped for a while, and then we went to Germany, and I got, you know, I had 2 other kids years before that. So because I had my oldest daughter's name on my body, I felt like it was only right to have the other kids' names as well. I saw this design where it was like a skull and a queen, and then they're both looking at each other. I thought that was a nice idea. So I took the skull and the queen, you know, to represent my son and my daughter. And I put their names over it in like a old English font. Mm-hmm. And I added some roses around it, which goes into the collarbone, which, by the way, that shit sucks
Sounds
to
like
get
it
tattooed.
tickles.
Yeah, definitely.
We would know.
Giggle.
Yeah. The chest plates take over pretty much my entire size. My entire pec is tatted.
Your titty?
All right,
right above the nipple.
How bad did that hurt?
Oof. So there was, I mean, everybody deals with pain differently. Some people find certain areas more painful than others. I feel like in the sternum area is definitely a very sensitive area.
Did you get your sternum done?
No, but as it was pretty close to it. There is a separation between the 2 chest plates, right over the nipple, or like right on top, and not on it, but right on top. It also, you know, you definitely feel it. The collarbone, I felt that in my fucking neck. Honestly, that's where I felt the pain.
There's like nothing there. It's like skin,
Yeah.
bone. That's it.
So, you know, the way that the artist did it, he did it. Each chest plate would be its own session, and I think it was about 4 or 5 hours each chest
Really?
plate. Yeah. I mean, it's all black, right? So
Yeah.
there's no color just at all. So he would do the stencil, he would stencil it out, and then just shade in for all the rest of the time. And then, you know, he had other appointments. They were pretty busy. So then, you know, I would come back, a week, 2 weeks later. I got the rest done. Then here in Texas, while we were here, I got my fingers tatted because, once again, right, the Army released a new memo saying that you could tattoo your hands and fingers, but a very specific guidelines, right?
And everything you have is within policy.
Right. Yes. So you could only tattoo one of your finger knuckles, right? Or that space in between the knuckles. You could only do one finger. You could do the inside of your fingers as long as when you salute or when your hand is closed, you can't see them. and they cannot be bigger than 1
1
inch.
The circumference.
In a cube, I think 1 inch cube. So
That's interesting.
That's interesting. I don't think a cube. I think it's
yeah,
circumference.
1 inch this way, 1 inch diagonal, 1 inch horizontal.
Oh, that's not a cube. That's like a 1 inch
Right,
rectangle.
Right, whatever.
It's the same.
A cube is 3D.
That's the square.
Yeah, but you said
It's
circumference.
equal lengths on all 4 sides.
All squares
So-
are rectangles, but not all rectangles are squares.
So it sounds like every time like the Army came out with some tattoo policy, you seem to be like the rebel.
I raced
to
for
hurry
it.
up and go
I
get a
raced
tattoo.
for it as soon as
before-
that was on paper.
No, it seems like you got the idea of where to get the tattoo
Oh, yeah,
by the
absolutely.
tattoo
Absolutely.
policy. Oh, I got to hurry up and do
No,
this.
no. So I've always wanted my hands. So I still actually want the rest of my knuckle done on both hands. I want the top of my hands done. I never thought about my palms, even though I've seen some pretty cool ones. But I don't think I'll do my palms. I
They
do
get
want to get
sweaty.
my neck.
You know?
Hmm?
They get sweaty
They do get sweaty.
and your knees are weak.
Mom spaghetti.
Okay.
I
You
do
know
want to
you
get.
know.
I do want to get my neck done.
How about
Actually,
your back?
No, I see.
What
back,
do you think if you
Well,
neck?
if
back
you
and
do your
legs.
neck, you
back
gotta
and
do your
legs.
back.
I
My
don't.
neck.
I don't think
My back.
What do you want to get
Ooh,
for your
I
neck?
like that.
something symmetrical. One of those
Wow.
designs that is just purely symmetrical. I thought about that. I thought about the owl, but then I thought about putting the owl or moth.
What kind of moth?
The death moth.
Death head moth?
Death moth. Yeah, that one.
Say it with me now.
Yeah,
Death
yeah.
Head moth.
Death, head, moth.
Martini?
Okay.
Death head moth.
All
Now
right.
say it 3 times fast.
Death, head, moth. Death, head, moth. Death, head, moth.
I'm not
I
gonna
thought
try.
about doing that either on my neck or on the rest of my stomach. I want to go, so I want to switch over, right? I have a lot of skulls, I have a lot of roses, I have the wind bars, but I've been transitioning over to more skulls and roses. So I think the rest of my torso is going to be on a traditional approach, right? The little stars, the roses, the like the hard paint icons, just pretty like throwback. But
Alright.
I think that's it. That's where I would stop torso.
All right.
Okay.
So, before you get into yours, Gary, as Martinez was talking, I remembered something that my first thought was, I can't believe I forgot to mention it.
Yeah.
But as I was thinking about it, I'm like, well, it makes sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
Why it's irrelevant, but not. So the whole idea of koi fish, right? Like we was talking about the struggle. That's
Right.
for me. That was the light bulb. Like, oh, that's right. Why didn't I think about it? So,
Okay.
the story of the koi fish and the dragon, how I understand it, because again, I know, don't read everything you see on the don't believe everything you read on the internet, as Abraham Lincoln once said, right?
TikTok.
So, the koi fish, starting at the bottom of the waterfall, right? Started working his way up and up and up and going through the pools and going through the trials, the tribulations, the struggle. But you know what? That koi fish still kept going and going and going. And by the time he got to the top of the waterfall, he turned into a dragon from all the struggle. Which was also, again, part of the reason why how I got the koi fish at the wrist and the dragon at the top was because similar with the feelings of rise again from the ashes, you go through the struggle and just perseverance.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention it honestly because it's again to me it's just instilled in my head of, hey, you know what? It doesn't matter the struggle, it doesn't matter the setback. Hey, you just keep pushing, you get through it, and you will be better for it.
Absolutely.
Just
Yeah.
keep pushing through.
And that's just adding on again to my story that I
That's-
forgot to.
Yeah,
talk
that's
about.
that. I mean, overall, it's a great message, right? Like, just don't give up. You can definitely achieve all those dreams, all those goals that you have. You can do it. You just can't give up, though. That's the
Yeah.
trick, right? You can't give up. I mean, you're gonna have some rough patches, but
Yeah, there may be some paths that do get closed off, again, just due to time, for example.
Yeah.
But just because one door closes doesn't mean another one is still open or will open because
Absolutely.
of such.
Exactly. But you know what? You have the tattoo is a daily reminder of that.
Yeah, and so to me, it really is just, it's not even something I consider. Like, even today, as we were talking in the office, I was stressing and thinking about a lot of future plans just because of, hey, you know, there is still a lot of trials and stuff that I have in my personal life that, you know, I don't always talk about. Nobody on the chat knows much about. But it's just, you know, it's things that we do deal with in the personal life. And then I realized today that, you know what, a lot of the stuff I'm stressing about, I've already cleared the hurdle to move past that. And like, it just hit me today.
And haven't even realized it. Yeah.
Didn't even realize it. Because it's something I was so focused on another struggle that I didn't realize this door was open as we're here. So, yeah, to me, that is also a big part of how I structured. Like, because the tattoo artist, he didn't even want the fish down there. And for my continuing for the arm, it's going to be the pond at the bottom of the wrist, around where the fish are and where the samurai kind of fades in. It's going to be that pond for me. And along my armpit area is going to be the endless vase washing the water for the waterfall.
Okay. Okay.
But it's just always been in my head. It's just that struggle. I don't think about it because it's just what drives me forward regardless.
I got you. Yeah, man.
But yeah, so Gary, enough about my tattoos. I've been talking about them already. Yeah.
It's okay, man. It's okay. I'm glad you,
it's passion.
You know,
passion.
Kind of opened up and, you know, let us know. You always seem to be very private, so it's always nice to hear a little bit more about you.
Okay, you want to hear some more about me?
Later.
In
private.
Right.
Let's cut that out for my mic.
Okay. Yeah, I have a few tattoos. I have sort of a theme going on military-wise, but not so. So I'll start. My first tattoo, probably, around 2000, no, maybe earlier than that, 99, 98. So at the time,
before I was born, but
before you were born.
Yeah.
I love panthers.
Right.
I just find that animal so beautiful, right? So I got a panther head on my right, top of my right shoulder. And at the time, I was helping my friend out. He was a mechanic, on a mechanic shop. And one of his friends is a tattoo artist, and just happened to come over, and I asked him if he could, do something for me. And we went to his house in his basement. Actually, we smoked a joint. I don't think that was a very good idea. And he
what else did you do in his basement?
Excuse me?
What else did you do in his basement? Huh?
I smoked a joint and he tattooed me. All right. So he
Did you check your wallet afterwards? Or?
Check my wallet. No, at this time I made sure. This time I made sure I secured my wallet.
Okay.
At least in my front. At least my pants were up and on. So okay. So yeah. So he did this. He did a panther head. Colored it in and things like that. I also have brown skin, so colors don't really show and pop out like how I wanted it. But it was my first tattoo, and I thought it was bad. You know what I'm saying? I thought it was cool as shit. So that was it for a while, and then until my next tattoo was when my daughter was born, and I got her name and her birth date on my left chest, my left, everybody else is right, and like roses around her name.
Caroline?
Natalie, and her birth date. So, just so that, because I put it above my heart. I was like, that's my baby girl.
Oh.
And I wanted it there close to my heart.
Dang.
And she's my first.
Yeah, I totally bypassed that, right? So my son, I am so sorry to cut you off.
No, it's okay.
My son is on the right chest, which signifies he's my only son, right? So he's my right hand, and then my daughter, she's over the same,
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, since Martinez cut you off, it's gonna.
Oh, they,
Yeah, part of me getting mom's
Yeah.
memorial tattoo on my left rib is because it's close to my heart. It's not obtrusive, it's not out of the way, but it's still close to my heart, and it means a lot to me because
Yeah.
she was what I had in the world, really.
Right.
I never knew my dad.
Yeah. It's just great to hear that, a lot of tattoos have certain meanings. So,
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, if you guys want to keep cutting me off, I don't mind. It's
Well,
my-
I'm
since
sorry,
you extended
I'm sorry.
the since you extended the
No,
invitation,
I like it.
Please,
I love you
continue.
both.
So
I love you
Natalie
both. I
over
love
your
you both.
chest?
So Natalie over my chest, yes. So then after that,
so like I was saying,
and it's not very big, but it's there. And my
think
next
it matters.
tattoo was working in a plant for the post office, and one of my coworkers, he had this blue T-shirt, and on the back was a nice dragon. All right, and it just was on his back, and it was like in this S shape. And I said, "Wow, that's fucking awesome! Like, I would love to have that tattoo on my back." So I asked him for the T-shirt, and I told him why. He gave me the T-shirt like a
Wow.
couple days later, and another coworker was a tattoo artist
Nice.
or whatever at the plant that I got to know. I asked him if he can do this. Went to his house, spent a whole Sunday. It might have been like 8 hours. He did the whole tattoo right on my back, and that was just like my favorite tattoo. I just love the look of the dragon, and I would like to do more on my back when it comes to that Japanese theme, but I just loved it. I mean, the thing is like 30 years old now. It needs to be touched up, but it's there.
I think it looks good.
It just faded, But yeah, so I got the dragon. I thought that was cool as shit. And then after that, I got my next tattoo. I actually drew it, but it's a cross. Like it's almost like an onyx. Did I say that right? Onyx.
I don't know what you're talking
Onyx?
about.
Onyx top, but then
What's an onyx?
It's like the pharaoh. What do you call that?
Ink?
It's like the staff. It's like a little circle on top, and then it comes straight down. But at the top, where the straight part meets the curve, there's like a horizontal line.
Okay.
I don't know, that top part is there, and then what's going across is like a wavy line, and then the bottom comes down into like a point. I don't know. I just drew it one day, not realizing like, hey, it almost was close to the symbol of Prince, the singer, which I got a lot of slack for. But I got that tattooed on me, and then in the middle, huh?
I mean, I do feel bad for cutting you off again,
That's
Gary,
okay.
but it is the artist formerly known as
Artist
Prince.
formerly known as Prince. I am, yeah. So it's very close to almost that, and I'm like, I didn't realize it at the time, and I'm like, oh, all right, whatever. It's on my body now. So,
Right.
And then in the middle of that, I got my wife's zodiac sign, the Gemini. Not far after that, I got my next tattoo. Was when my son was born, and I have his name underneath that same cross, and I just have it in like this nice little script font to show that hey, my son.
He exists.
Yeah. And so that was pretty easy. But my next tattoo, all right, this is the crazy one. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking at the time, but I was coming home from work. I drove past this tattoo parlor that's near where I live, and they had a sign in the window that says tattoo special, lettering, $30.
Okay.
I said, wow.
That's pretty
Holy
cheap.
shit, that's a great price.
deal.
I'm gonna go in there. That's a deal, sweet deal. So guess what? I pull right over. I go inside. Hey, I like to get a tattoo with the lettering. All right. They said, yeah, we could take care of you right now. So what do you want? I'm thinking about getting my wife's name. Oh, hey, I know there's, people have a lot of, that's a big, it's controversy about, doing things like that and,
Commitment, baby.
whatever. But I said her name. But the next thing he asked me is like, where do I want it? Now, I didn't know where I want it. And real quick, I said, my lower back underneath that dragon. Now, again, I didn't realize, hey, what that was going to lead to in the future. But there it is. I have 3 letters that say Anna in this font that's on my lower back.
Where exactly on your lower back, Gary?
I hate to say this, but it's in the tramp stamp area where most women get these tattoos.
You already got a tramp stamp.
And every time, not for nothing, at my job or with the guys in the unit, every time I bend over, whoa, there's that tramp stamp. Yo, come on, relax. There's that tramp stamp. Anna sticking right out. And so I get a lot of slack for that being there. It is what it is. It's there forever until I find the next one.
Just cross it out and keep it going. The list.
Just cross it out and write another name underneath it.
Get a list going.
Well, so you got to buy some Gary now. Because
there you go. So, all right. After that, I didn't get another tattoo for quite a while. My next, joined the military. Got deployed to Afghanistan, came back home, and I said, you know what? I want a tattoo to symbolize like my time there and basically my MOS. So on my right forearm, I got the infantry cross rifles with a eagle head in the middle of them, the word infantry underneath the eagle head, and then the flag in the background, like waving. And then right below that, at the bottom of my wrist, I have OEF 0809, which was the year I was there, and OEF stands for Operation Enduring Freedom. So that unit that I was with was the New York National Guard fighting 69th, and I just, I hated to leave that unit and, eventually move on out of the Guard and join the reserves, but that was my
side.
Huh?
The better side.
Well, yeah, but this unit means a whole lot to me. So, and to this day, I wear their combat patch on my right arm. It just means a lot to me, and the guys that I served with while I was with her. So, after that, my next tattoo, not too long after that, I got a Masonic tattoo. I'm a Freemason, so I got a lot of the symbolism of Freemasonry on my arm. I got the the G and the cross, square and compass, and a lot of the symbolism that has to do with Masonry. And for those that are Masons or whatever, they will understand. Masonry has played a very big part of my life, and that is something that I believe in. All the values and teachings and symbolism of being a Mason. So that means a lot to me. Fast forward now, quite a few years. Here we are. We are Texas, and we get mobilized here. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna get a few tattoos while I'm here. So my first tattoo on my right side of my chest is a cross. It's a cross, and I have the Alpha sign in the top left, quadrant of that, and then I have the Omega at the bottom right quadrant. That symbolizes I got sick with COVID in March of 2020, and placed on a ventilator for 2 months. Went through a lot of physical stuff with that, and when I did wake up from the vent, I had a lot of crazy dreams. I had a dream of talking to, God, and it was just so
life altering.
Yeah. It was just it just stuck with me. And what I saw was that symbol that I have on my chest, and and seemed like God explained to me his Alpha, how everything started, and here's Omega, and this is where it ends. And in between was like my life from beginning to end. And he actually showed me in Polaroid pictures. It was like all the events of my life. It was just like, it just stuck with me even to this day. So I said, hey, to symbolize my struggle and that experience, I wanted to get that tattooed on my chest. So I did that while I was here. Then I got on my right upper shoulder, I got the Archangel Saint Michael, and that again just since he is the saint of military service members. That's also like my thing between my time in the military, my son joining the military, my father being in the military, and then serving with all my brothers and sisters that that I have ever served with, even now. So I got that, and that kind of means a lot to me. The guy did a really good job on it. And then my last tattoo, after that, on my left arm, I have dog tags that go around that cross, and I have my father's actual dog tag and his U.S. Army number. I have my dog tags with my DOD number, and then I have my son's dog tag on there. So it just represents, us three generations in my family that have been in the military. That also means a lot to me. But hey, overall, I think I covered everything.
All right, and it's definitely an extensive history, which again, it's amazing to look at. But now let's talk about future plans. Huh? What do you want to get in the future?
Oh, you know what? You mentioned your leg, and I said I definitely want to get something on my leg. I just don't know what. But I do want to get
the leg,
my legs tattooed.
Yeah, I think it all starts with an idea. Like, I've had this idea for a long time, even since we were in Germany, actually, of the whole Norse thing, because it's just, my inspiration is, again, stuff that I like, stuff that I find interesting, stuff that I feel resonates with me.
Okay.
And I feel like the Japanese idea behind my arm resonates with that, which is why I got it, and why, again, where I still will continue.
Right.
Well, to finish inside of my arm. But for me, again, the Norse thing, it's, I have my right arm done, what else, what can I move on to, what else, sits and resonates with me. And that's where, for me, a lot of the Norse idea came from me. Now, again, I don't know everything about them. I'm not like some historian. And again, I know what Abe Lincoln told me on TikTok. Well,
as he was killing zombies.
It's certain, yeah, and fighting vampires and all that.
Of course.
But certain ideas and motives are that's what drives my life. So I have some ideas, and again, Sigrun is like the be all end all, and then again with the ship at the bottom to help just wrap around and cover that. But everything else is still, for the most part, up in the air. I feel like it's more of, what do you like? What do you want? What do you want to get out of the life? I look at my tattoos every day, and it's like it
reminds you of something. It just is. Yeah, same here. And I don't want to get a random tattoo, like
nothing
Bugs Bunny on my leg, and walk around.
my left arm, I'm probably gonna throw a bunch of random stuff. Like, there's, oh my gosh, the ideas that I've had.
Yeah. See, so so I don't feel like the rest of my torso is gonna be random. It is going to be, old school American, really hard on the colors, really hard. There's no fading, right? It's just green or blue or black, right? Sort of speak. But
cell shaded. I think that term works.
No, I think whatever. Well, traditional American tattoos, right? Like the sailor tattoos, you know. But I want each individual piece to be something very memorable to me, right? Something close to me,
distinct.
Yeah, something with so much meaning that feel that connection, and that I can pinpoint this is why I got this one, this is why I got that one, because a lot of my right sleeve is mostly just Japanese traditional, and like the wind bars, the water. The only thing that has meaning to me is the koi fish. Everything else is just like purely art. But I do want the that traditional American to have that like very close symbolism to my life, to the struggles, to the accomplishments and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't think it has to be, again, like something particular. Just something like, again, with my case, with my Phoenix, right? It's something that I looked at and I blew past, and I just came back because it just stuck with me. I didn't pick the Phoenix, but I saw it and it stayed with me because that's what it symbolized a lot.
Absolutely, yeah. No, and again, right? I want to have that connection with my tattoos.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, I did think of some random tattoo one time, it's like so long ago, and it was just to be a joke between myself, and it was to get on my both ass cheeks the letter W. So when I bend over, it says "Wow."
Wow.
Okay, so
you know
the
tattoo that we should get as a matching tattoo.
It's not wow.
It's not wow. It's not wow. It's not wow.
No,
It's the one with the two buddies, giving a handshake with
the old Volkswagen shake.
yeah, that's what it's called.
Volkswagen handshake. Yes,
there's a drawing of two guys and
They're handshaking each other.
their penises are handshaking each other, and I
Putting it
thought
like
that would be a great idea just to get three guys with their. And and all three of us would get that tattoo. I thought that would be a connection for all of us. I thought so.
Listen, I'm totally
Just
down.
put it in a random spot.
I'm totally down for matching tattoos, but maybe not that.
Definitely not that. Definitely not that.
Hey, I'm not asking for us to pull down our pants right now and start shaking each other. You know what I'm saying? You know, but no.
I'm gonna put it on my
That's
neck.
a joke.
I
That's
thought
a
we
joke.
need a
It's
reference
joke.
picture.
It's a.
Oh yeah. Definitely look out for it in the Instagram page. We'll put it up.
Yeah, we'll put it up.
Disgusting.
Yeah, disgusting.
Disgusting.
But actually, speaking of leg tattoos, one of the buddies that I met in one of the what is it? BLC? No, ALC, Advanced Leadership Course. He has his entire leg done, and just like the same way, right, from ankle all the way up to I think it goes up to his pelvis. I don't know. I didn't want to inspect further, right? But his whole leg has the Greek mythology theme, right? So he has Poseidon, he has Zeus, he has.
I like that.
Listen, it is so intricate and it is amazing. Now, do I think I would like a leg tattoo? I don't think so. I think I draw my line at the torso.
Really?
Yeah.
So
Okay.
My only issue with a leg piece is that I like when I'm at home or even in my room while we're out here now, I wear shorts, right? And that's it. So I can see my whole body for the most part, So I do want to get the rest of my stomach done, which I know is not going to be pleasant.
Oh, yeah,
I have my whole chest from my collarbone because it has to be, nothing's visible above my shirt line. My whole collarbone down to just about the bottom of my chest packs. There you go. So, that includes my sternum, which definitely is not pleasant. It surrounds the whole top and side of my nipple. I said, that's not pleasant.
It's definitely a sensitive area.
Sensitive is, well, actually, again, the nipple wasn't as, it was kind of sensitive, but the sternum, oh my gosh, the sternum. He was there for I got my whole chest on in one sitting. So, he was on my sternum for a minute, and I wanted to tap, man.
So after a funny story, after I got both my plates done, I was supposed to come back for a third one, which was at the bottom of where the pec is, that just soft spot right before your stomach and at the bottom of your chest, right? I was supposed to get a big heart with the thorns around it, what is it? Sacred Heart, I believe it's called.
Sacred Heart.
Sacred Heart. I was supposed to get that done. I did not come back because I felt the pain from the rest of it, and I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll just hold off on this one.
What a wuss.
Yeah. I'm not mad though, because mine is right there.
Yeah.
And, I don't think I would go back. No.
Yeah. So now, the death. Let me see. Death head moth. Right? Did I say it right? Okay. That's what I planned, or I had planned to get that done while here, for the rest of my stomach. But I think I want to stick with the old traditional for the rest of my. my torso.
Looking at you right now, as good looking as you are, I think you should get the death head moth on your neck.
Oh, totes.
Oh, that's gonna be rough, man.
Yeah.
I think you should do it there.
I think it would look good.
Yeah, I think so too.
Absolutely.
But that still goes into what I'm saying. Like, it's just being just in shorts, right? You could see everything else. You could see your whole torso, your chest, your arms, your neck. Like, the amount of work I want to get put into my leg just to have it covered with shorts.
I know you want you want the world to see.
I want to see it myself.
You know what? Just walk around naked.
There you go.
2 Ks, 1 ID. Naked. But yeah, like outside of the world, I mean, I'm very proud of my tattoos. Like, I love them. I don't care.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
As much as I want the world to see, like, I want to look at my tattoos because I love my tattoos.
Yeah.
So if I go through the process, the pain of getting my whole leg done, because it's not going to be a fun process. You know, I'm going to want to look at it, and that's kind of part of what Martini said about like not getting back. Like, I do want my back. Don't get me wrong, but it's if I can't see it, I'm not as motivated to do it because I really want it. And knowing what I want done for my leg, I'm also partially why I haven't done it yet is because how often am I going to see it? I see my arms every day, but my leg is not as visible. And
I mean, only when you wear shorts or you know.
I mean, I wear shorts as much as I can.
Yeah, when you're wearing pants all day. Yeah, you're not gonna. Yeah. But you know it's there.
Oh, I know.
You know it's there. So it shouldn't matter.
It's just the principle.
It's the principle.
Zoom in on the Italian hands going.
Hey. All right.
Yeah. That was a roller coaster of emotions. Honestly, it was good. We got a little raw, but it's definitely appreciated.
Yeah.
But I mean, we definitely have a lot of plans for future tattoos, right? And I think the moment that I first had my tattoo, that just opened up a floodgate.
It's addicting.
Yeah, a floodgate of ideas of what do I want next? What do I want next?
Exactly.
Like I said, I mean, I want the rest of my knuckles done. I want the top of my hands done.
You know the way? Do you know the way?
This is the way.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I want the my neck, you know. Actually, with the new Army regulation, you can get the back of your earlobe tattooed as long as it's small enough to fit back there.
Or like just on your actual head behind the ear too.
Right. Yeah.
That whole area.
Yeah. It has to, I mean, but it's generally small, right?
You're small.
I tried to get the inside of my finger done, and I don't know if the artist just didn't do a good work, but it didn't stick. I wanted to, so the idea behind it is it goes in the knuckles, and it's IGY6, right? So it would go on all your 4 fingers on the between the first two knuckles.
IGY6 stands for what?
Stands for I have your 6. Which
I got your 6.
I got your
6. Which in the military is like, you know, I have your back, right? And it's definitely relatable, both on the military and off the military, right? And I think that would be a really good tattoo to have visible at that, you know.
Okay.
But it didn't work out. The inner finger, it just looks like crap now. You know, it's like all mostly faded.
Yeah, it looks really faded.
It hasn't even been 3 months.
It's a few months.
Yeah, when it went out. Yeah. But
Maybe
your other tattoo with the heart and the other an issue that we're not discussing that stayed because
My K with the little heart. King of Hearts.
no because you heart okay.
love begins with K.
Yeah. Every kiss begins with K.
That's what I meant.
I get it.
That's not what I meant, but all right.
Okay.
And then yeah, I didn't say what I got on my knuckles actually.
You don't have nothing on your knuckles right now.
Yeah, I have.
No, he has okay.
Oh yeah, he
I
does.
know the K.
He loves me. That's all right.
Yeah,
Looks cute.
that's what it stands for.
It looks cute.
Kevin, and a little heart.
Oh.
Because I love Kevin.
Are you gonna get a G?
Yeah. Now I'm have to, right?
Yeah,
No.
definitely.
No.
No,
No.
you don't have to get a G. You want to be the only one?
There was no other one. I'm sorry.
He is the one. Okay.
This is the way.
I feel a
No,
little left out.
That's because you don't know the way.
I do know the way.
Did you understand the reference?
I did, Mandalorian. What the hell are you
Oh.
talking? I know what the hell you're talking
I
about.
mean, you kind of like struggle a little bit
No, because
there.
I'm looking at you both like, here's the way.
You fucking nerd.
It totally wasn't Mandalorian. At least that's my understanding.
What?
What? This is the way? That's what they say.
Now,
When
do you know the way?
do I know the way? Explain to
Do
me
you
the
know
way.
If you don't know the way, I can't show. I
No,
cannot
you don't
show
know the way? The way. You don't know the way? You heard him?
He became Jamaican all of a
You
sudden.
don't know
It's
the
just
way?
one of those things of if
Okay.
you know, you know. Which I probably butchered.
Yo,
that,
you
but
got to explain these
I
things.
can't.
Why?
I get it. If you know, you know. I get it.
If you know,
Yeah.
you know.
All right, whatever.
Please leave
I
in the
don't know.
comments what it means.
Yes, please. Please,
I mean,
anybody
you
out there
already
that's
said what it
listening,
meant, but
let us know what this guy is talking about.
yeah. So outside of leaving the comments of one of those things of you know, I'm interested to know those who do listen and subscribe, and those who do give feedback, because we have our nice public affairs officer who checks it all, who also happens to be Martinez. Let us know about your tattoo, what you have, some meanings behind it, anything you are particularly looking to get.
You know what I want to know? What is your biggest piece? Because when people ask me, "Oh, you have tattoos?" I'm like, "Yeah, I have two. My two sleeves." You know, like,
Okay.
what is your biggest piece? You know, like Gary.
What is your biggest piece? Where?
Mm-hmm.
Inspiration behind it,
Boom.
even if it's just for it looked pretty. Because
Yeah.
I'm all about that.
Art is art, right? And I feel like my body is my canvas, and I'm decorating it with my art.
Wow.
Boom.
That was beautiful.
Say it three times
Thanks.
fast.
That was beautiful. That was beautiful. That was beautiful.
Is it an open canvas? Like, can anybody
Hey, yo.
join?
So yeah, just let us know your biggest piece. You know where it is and
That's
some
glitter
inspiration
quick.
behind it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
let us
totes.
know.
Send us some ideas. You know,
Send us pictures. I mean, if they're
Yeah,
PG-13.
yeah,
PG-13,
PG-13. Yeah.
And as long as they fit within the email constraint, because 25 megabyte.
They can slide into the DMs on Instagram.
Well, they can slide into your DMs.
Our DMs.
Our DMs. Your DMs, but
Yeah.
So, yeah, please do that, everybody.
Yeah, we would like to see what art you have.
Yeah.
and afterwards, after we get some feedback, we will be having a poll and about the next tattoo idea, and the highest voted option, Martinez will be getting tattooed.
That same tattoo.
That same tattoo.
Wow.
Yeah. At the audience's choice of
Discretion.
placement.
Yeah.
Oh, dang. Okay, we just
yeah.
voted on this on the fly, huh?
Yeah, we should.
Yeah,
do.
Martinez
Alright.
will get the tattoo.
Yeah, Martinez. Yeah.
Why me?
Because you're the one with the least.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I'm the one with the least, technically, but
Yeah. Yeah, he
I don't
needs
know.
more.
mine will cover though, so does it? I think it still counts. You're the one with the least.
Hey, what about piercings?
Ooh.
Ooh, we could talk about that at another time.
That's something for 6.5. Actually,
There you go. Piercings.
A mini sip.
6.5.
Yeah, we could talk about that.
That's what I'm saying. A mini sip.
Mini sip.
6.5. Oh, mini set.
Yeah, six
We
and a
can
half.
cover that on the live if you guys are
Oh
interested. in
yeah,
that.
that would be a good topic
All
to,
right,
to,
yeah,
to hit
definitely.
up on the live.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll
Show
save
some
that one
pictures
for the live.
and some hardships, and definitely sign a waiver before that one too.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Yeah, please.
Because I know some crazy piercings are around there.
Well, I mean, you don't have any that we don't know about.
That exactly that you don't know about.
Allegedly.
He doesn't.
But on that note,
Wow.
you have anything else about
Yeah.
tattoos?
No, I think I covered all mine. Yeah, I appreciate it, guys. Thank you for letting me share that.
Well, I do have one.
In segments.
In segments.
I do have a one secret tattoo not everybody knows about.
Uh-oh.
Oh, shit. Here we go. He does it right at the end here.
Yeah.
Did you get the W in the spreadsheet?
Wow.
So welcome to Jamaica. Have a nice day.
Oh.
Yo, get the fuck out of here.
All right, but
That's a lie.
in that
That's a
case,
lie.
On that one.
It just
On
says
that
whoop.
note.
I remember that joke. I remember that joke.
Yeah, you already know, guys. As usual, like, subscribe, and make sure you hit that bell so you can be notified as to when we release the new episodes or
Yeah.
when they become live. But thanks for listening. We love you guys and appreciate the comments, feedbacks on the live, and we look forward to seeing you on the next one.
Yeah.
and that's the show.
What the hell?